What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Low Luxury Archive, and we are still looking at the archives of Demna Vesalia's Balenciaga. You know we love it. This has to be the most extra pair of cargo pants I have seen in my life. Demna is, for whatever reason, obsessed with cargo pants. They're very much like in right now, and these ones are the biggest of the big. There's so much wild stuff going on with these. So we're gonna find out where these pants came from, get that context, then we're gonna take a close-up look at the details, and finally we'll try them on. I'll tell you how they feel, how they fit, and we will also take a look at that original runway look and try to match that original fit. Let's dive right in. Do you want to see somebody make a PowerPoint to defend Amiri because they didn't like my takes on Amiri? Well, that's the kind of thing that happens on my fashion podcast, The Biased Cut. We're live right here on YouTube every Thursday at 8 p.m. Check it out. Vogue runway for Balenciaga page. Here we are at Resort 2021. Now this, of course, as you can see, was not a runway show. It was a COVID collection, so they released a kind of lookbook. I think this is a great idea. I actually really appreciate this. You know, you get the name of every single piece here, from the sunglasses to the bottoms, and those bottoms are crazy. So it really gives you a ton of details, even the composition and stuff. I appreciate it. I do. At this point, this is really like one of the turning points where Demna went aggressively oversized. So you'll know a lot of these pieces are very wide, very baggy, like these pants just completely hanging over the shoes, excessively wide pants here, kind of coming over the back of the ankle so they're dragging behind you. I think people don't appreciate how cool this jacket is. I believe this is like virgin wool and striped. That's kind of a forgotten piece, I would say. You see those up on sale a lot for way cheap. Super heavy, kind of slouchy knits everywhere. Of course, some tailoring, some really nice pieces. Denim, he's always a big fan of denim, especially Japanese denim. And then eventually, we get to our boy cargo pants man, okay? Very, very streetwear look, very modern, I would say. I really like this colored juxtaposition here because I wouldn't have thought to go with like a neon green with the dark forest army green, but it actually works super well. So we zoom in here. Those are the cargo pants we're looking at today. They're convertible, so they have zips there, tons of pockets all over. I do not own those shoes. So this is, later on, we're going to try to kind of like match or take inspiration from this look, and I'm going to have to figure something else out here because that one I'm not going to be able to perfectly match. I will say that. But the rest of it I think I can do, and I actually really like the style of this, so I think this is going to be a fun one. So now that we've seen where these cargo pants came from, we've got to take a closer look. So in an earlier episode of this series, we looked at these like chino pants, and today's cargo pants are like these on steroids. They're wild. All right, let's get our nice little pan down here. So we start up there. Crazy like woven style when you get in there. 4 pockets right there, right off the bat. There's our convertible zips. I got to zoom out even more. Coming on down. Super wide, super long, down to the legs. Crazy, right? The cargoiest of the cargo. It's very Kanye. He wears these kind of pants or ones like this by Balenciaga all the time. All right, let's take a look at the retail tags, So it's our classic gray tag with the black logo on there that's embossed. You can feel those letters. When we open it up, this is like the newer stickers that they're using. The kind of sizing of the typeface and stuff is different than it used to be, but you've got the season, so 2020, 2021, model number, all that good stuff, and a size down there, and we'll talk about how it fits later on. On the back, the unevenness of this garment is due to its specific technique. So again, if there's any weirdness here, if there's anything you don't like about like any distressing or wear, like this kind of stuff, they're telling you to just suck it up because that's how it is. The brand tag is right inside at the back of the waist. It is a black, very glossy one with the white stitched in Balenciaga logo there, and it's super cleanly stitched down on all 4 sides. And now taking a look at our care tags, we've got that size tag 48 right there. And right underneath that, you've got the Balenciaga logo, made in Slovakia. That's a weird one. They must just have good experience with this type of fabrication. Balenciaga usually goes to the source and makes it in the best possible place for that particular piece. Got our model numbers and everything down there. And if we flip those over, we can see that this is 100% cotton, like a woven cotton. And let's talk about that a bit. So if we zoom in here, we can see that it's got like a crosshatch woven texture to it. So it's a very like almost ripstop kind of material. It has a very different feel, I would say, to normal cotton, and it just feels a bit thicker, a bit stronger. But it definitely is still like a cotton. So it has that softness, that naturalness, but also a kind of strength to it that I really like. These pants have so many good details. Like, I love the kind of cinches right at the waist here, a kind of pre-worn type of metal, but it is real metal. We've got a button up here and then a zipper here, which I always find very important. I hate button closures. We can see that there is a like BB monogram in that zipper. Now let's look at some of these pockets. So we come down and we've got a bunch right here. So we've got this guy, and he is Velcro, very strong Velcro, and the Velcro is like a slightly lighter green. Of course, it's Balenciaga. There's branding. So we've got an embroidered logo at this pocket flap right here with a BB Balenciaga. And those pockets are symmetrical. They're on both sides. And then, of course, we get to the convertible zip. So let's talk about this. All right, so let's flip this guy over, and you will see a little zippy. Of course, again, got the monogram in there, and let's see what happens here. So if we so chose, we could completely unzip this and take the entire bottom of the leg off, and then what would we be left with? A nice pair of cargo shorts, some big baggy cargo shorts. So that versatility is sick, and even when they are fully zipped up and worn as pants, I think this little overhanging flap here around the knees is a really cool touch as well. Below the knee, it's a much more kind of like standard thing. There aren't a ton of pockets or anything crazy down here from the front, but it is super wide and super long. You can't really tell on video like this, but these things are massive. And now looking at the back of these bad boys, we got more pockets. We've got another Velcro flat pocket at one of the boot cheeks here, okay? We come down, we can see the other side of these side pockets on the upper shorts half. But then moving down, we've got our convertible zippers. And guess what? We got more pockets on the backs of the calves. So giant Velcro flat pockets. You could fit all sorts of nuggies in here. I don't know, like your Diablo sauce from Taco Bell. You could fit a bunch of packets of those in here for when you take them to KFC to put the Taco Bell Diablo sauce on your mashed potatoes, as I'm sure you do. So the front of these bottom legs are just kind of standard, but on the back you got even more pockets. And as for the inside, finally, it's essentially the same as the outside, that crosshatch cotton, but I don't know, it feels strong, but at the same time it's light, so it doesn't feel too heavy when you're wearing such a large pair of pants like this. So I'm super into this fabrication. So now that we know all of those details, it is time to finally put these on, but let's take another look at that original runway fit. Okay, so looking at this original look, I'd say this has to be one of the simplest that we've ever seen on this series, and I actually feel pretty confident putting this together. So of course we've got the pants, but for that top, I think we've got a great one because we've got this Comme des Garçons lime green, like neon green baseball tee. So that's what we're gonna go for the top. But then these shoes are crazy toe shoes. So what we're gonna have to do here for our interpretation is we're gonna need to throw on our Tabi socks because, of course, we've got to wear the Margiela Tabi shoes, the kind of like Converse ripoffs. These things are so sick. And then finally, we got some sunglasses. We're gonna wear the Versace's. you know, not my favorite luxury brand, just not really my style, but these sunglasses are great. And that's our look. That's all we really need here. So let's see what happens. All right, I think this works super, super well. I could go out like this into the world right now and feel super comfortable. I think it's a good look. So thank you for the inspiration, Demna. I think this one worked out great. But the biggest thing I want to talk about right off the bat here is the fit, specifically the length. So the tagged size on this is a 48, which usually is like a men's medium. And as far as the waist goes, I think that's just about right. If you're like a 32-ish waist, this will be just about right. But the big thing that I want you to know is that these are super, super long, okay? So as you can see, they are hanging off the back of my ankle, and if I were to walk in these, I would be stepping on the backs of these pants at the bottom of the legs. So I'm 5'10", and I would say unless you're like 6'2" or taller, you are going to be stepping on the backs of these pants if you wear them as is. If you put a belt on and wear them super high on your waist, maybe that would work. But otherwise, unless you're super tall, I would suggest getting these tailored, because otherwise you're going to destroy the hems of these pants real quick. I mean, I think they were designed to be super long and wide that way, and I understand that, but just from a practical sense, I don't think it makes a lot of sense. You're not going to get a lot of life out of them otherwise. As for the feel, they are incredible. Super soft, super comfy, super flowy, super breathable. I really like this style of cotton fabrication. I think it works perfectly for this kind of cut. And let's not forget, again, you can unzip these and turn them into cargo shorts. And again, if you do so, I think they work great. They fall right at the bottom of my kneecap, the perfect place. They look super extra, super like gorp core in a way. So I'm down with that as well. I like the versatility. Now, finally, I want to talk about why it's important for me to archive these in the first place. Why do these deserve a spot in the archive? And it's because of just the cargo style, the super wide leg cargo, outdoorsy raver style. Demna has been all about that for the past few seasons, and therefore it's a no-brainer for me to want to have a pair of these in the archive, because they have earned their place in the collection of culturally important Balenciaga pieces. So for that reason, they absolutely deserve a spot here. So those are the super extra Balenciaga cargo pants. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.